Welcome back to another video of the Depressed Cincinnati Sports Fan. I am Jesse. We got some Bengals news. Yes, on this Monday afternoon, your Cincinnati Bengals were in the rumor range all freaking day. We heard that the Bengals were about to work out. Not to work out. Welcome back to another video of the Depressed Cincinnati Sports Fan. I am Jesse. So, on this Monday afternoon on November 11th, 2024, happy Veterans Day. Thank you to all the men and women that serve for our country. Gotta lead off with that. Now, for your Cincinnati Bengals, we talked about the Ravens game last Thursday night, losing in heartbreak fashion, 35-34. Bengals are now 4-6 on the season, and their slim playoff hopes are very slim, but they're still alive. They're mathematically still in the picture, even though there's some Bengals fans out there, like myself, already declared the season over. I think that's just me being frustrated with how the season has gone, and this team is 4-6. They have no reason to be 4-6. This is much better than 4-6, but right now the Bengals are a 4-6 football team. So, with the necessary holes and weaknesses on this football team, the trade deadline went by last week. The Bengals made one move. They got Khalil Herbert, running back from the Chicago Bears. And then his first action, he only got one snap, and he fumbled the snap, and that was pretty much it for Herbert. But I firmly believe that he'll be part of this offense for the remaining 8 games of the regular season. Now, the Bengals went out there, and this is not a rumor. This has been going on for the last couple of weeks, that they were interested in Leonard Fourtnette, a.k.a. Playoff Lenny. If you don't know who Leonard Fournette is, running back who came out of LSU, standout running back from the LSU Tigers, played a couple of seasons, 4 seasons with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and then he went to Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady. He won him a title, and then he is now currently on the Buffalo Bills roster, but he's been inactive, so he really hasn't seen any playing time. When I first heard the news that the Bengals were wanting to just, talk with him, see what he's going to do, and etc., I'm like, you know what? Fournette's 29 years old. Yes, his prime is way done, but I still feel like he would have contributed to this team when it comes to pass blocking because dude is 6 foot, but he's like 230 pounds. And I was like, okay, I like this. And then the Bengals said that they weren't going to sign Leonard Fournette, instead sign a dude from the Giants who is their third string backup name. Let's look it up. I had notes down for Leonard Fournette, right? And I was like, okay, I'm excited the Bengals are probably going to target this guy and maybe contribute to this team down the stretch of the season because the Bengals believe that they're still in the playoff hunt. But the Bengals went on and signed running back, like I said, third string running back from the New York Giants, Gary Brightwell, who has 42 carries in his NFL career for 164 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. Now he's going to be on the practice squad. And the Bengals have Chase Brown as their starting running back. And then they have Khalil Herbert. And then I guess Travion Williams. Travion Williams is a third back, even though I don't want him to be the third back. No disrespect to Travion Williams, but he's not good. I was pretty bummed out. I'm not going to lie. I know probably the Bengals viewed Leonard Fournette as old. I get it. But to get a third string guy from the New York Football Giants, third string running back, I was like, okay. I don't know what the Bengals are doing. And for the longest time, we all believe that, Mike Brown's is part of the conversation when it comes to potentially signing players or re-signing players. I don't think he's that right now. I think Katie Blackburn is part of that whole negotiation deals. But for some reason, the Bengals, when it comes to negotiating with other players that are trying to sign or they're trying to re-sign, they make it so difficult than it should be, and it's really frustrating to say the least. So they didn't get Fourtnette, but then, like I said, it's not a rumor. We've been hearing the rumors. It is a rumor. We've been hearing rumors for like a couple of weeks that Bengals were interested in Xavien Howard, who played 8 seasons with the Dolphins, but he's not there right now. And he had a good workout with the Bengals, I believe, this morning, but the two sides couldn't come to an agreement. But it's heard, and it's a rumor that Xavien Howard wanted a 3-year deal. Now, dude's 31 years old. I think he's probably past his prime. He's still a very solid cornerback, and the Bengals cornerback room is really not good right now, okay, to say the least. There's really not enough playmakers. I know people say, well, they still got CTB. I still think CTB is good in flashes, but it has been a disappointment this year for him. You can blame his play, but also you can blame coaching as well for putting him in that position as well too. But it's frustrating that the Bengals can't like when I heard these talks this morning, I was like, okay, let's see if they can deliver. I wasn't really confident, but I was also very like intrigued, like, okay, maybe they believe like, okay, we're still in the race. They're only a game out. They're in 9th place in the AFC behind Denver and Indianapolis. They're like, okay, let's just improve the necessary holes on this football team. Okay, you go a running back. You need a pass rusher, for God's sake, okay? You saw in that Baltimore game. You saw it throughout the rest of the whole season so far, okay? 10 games in the season. It's been Trey Hendrickson, and that's it. Trey Hendrickson leads the NFL with 11 sacks. It's pretty much, he's putting the whole defensive line, and you can say the whole defense as a whole, behind his back. And then when you talk about the Bengals cornerback room, DJ Turner, he was pulled from the Baltimore game for a couple of snaps on Thursday night, but he came back. He made a nice play, but he's been up and down this year. So I like the notion of bringing in Xavien Howard, but I don't think he wanted a 3-year deal, but that's just a rumor. We don't know. But they're saying now that Josh Newton, who I really like coming out of the draft, who the Bengals drafted in this year's draft out of TCU, I was really high on him. He had a really good training camp, and he's come in spurts during the regular season this year. He might get a chance to maybe start on Sunday night in LA against the Chargers, but I don't know why the Bengals they'll tease you, and then they'll just be like, no, let's go sign a guy from like the stir string, and a backup. Yeah. Because we don't like spending money. And that's how the Bengals are. They're still a cheap organization. It's sad, guys. I really don't know what else to say. It really is. And I'm not saying Leonard Fournette and Xavien Howard were going to elevate the Bengals into like Super Bowl contenders. No, this team is not making a Super Bowl this year. This team is probably not going to make the playoffs, even though they still have a shot, but they're not. They lose Sunday night. It's over. But at least try to at least bolster your roster, especially in the areas where you know that need bolstering and the areas you know that there really are terrible and deficiencies and etc. Really? You just decided to sign a third string running back from the New York Giants just to your practice squad just in case, God forbid, Chase Brown gets hurt? Really? Really, Bengals? We're at this point. I don't know, guys. I was excited to make this video before I heard the news that, they didn't sign the players that we wanted to sign, but hey, it is what it is. That's who the Bengals are. They're 4-6. The next football game is against the Los Angeles Chargers on Sunday Night Football on NBC at 8:20. Chargers are a good team. They have won 3 in a row. They're 6-3 on the season. and they have really good defense. And Justin Herbert, under new head coach in year one of Jim Harbaugh, he's definitely benefited from him. It's not going to be an easy game. The Bengals are now, let's see, Vegas has them as 2.5-point underdogs on the road. I think that line should be like Chargers -5, just because the Bengals aren't a good football team right now. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, they're great, and Trey Hendrickson, but then you have everyone else, and everyone else has not been good, to say the least. Yeah, we'll see what happened during the week. Maybe the Bengals are still shopping for some more needed insurance on their football team, or probably this is it for them when it comes to like bolstering their roster, because they still believe they can go on a mid-season run from November to December and sneak in the playoffs and be that team that you don't want to face as like a, say, for example, the Bengals make it in the AFC, out of the AFC as a 7 seed and play the 2 seed. You don't want to play them. I think that's what they're feeling right now. They believe this roster right now, currently, they got it. But as long as they have Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, they always have a shot. You don't trust the defense at all. Love you guys. I'm out. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Turn on your post notifications whenever a new video comes out. I'm very new to the YouTube game. So far, it's pretty good. As much as I love podcasters, I love doing YouTube videos. So send me a comment. Leave whatever review or anything you want me to talk about on this channel. I greatly appreciate it. So hang in there, guys. Hang in there, Who Dey Nation. We've been through a lot. We've been through a lot worse, but this just feels very disappointing and frustrating and angry, to say the least. I'm out. Love you guys.